My mother-in-law always tells the joke about the cowboys who were riding in the old Wild West in America, and in the stagecoach, and the driver says to the chap who's sitting riding shotgun, he says, "Okay, I need you to keep an eye out, please, for any Indians." He says, "And if you see any, just let me know." And a few minutes later, he says, "I see an Indian, I see an Indian." Driver says, "Okay, how big is he?" He says, "He's that big." He says, "Okay." A few minutes later, "I see an Indian. Okay, how big is he?" "He's that big." A few minutes later, "I see an Indian. How big is he?" "He's almost as big as me." "Okay, you got to shoot him." He says, "I can't do that." He says, "Why?" He says, "I knew him since he was that big." So often life is a matter of perspective. And we see that in this week's Sedra, a line which I quote often. I quoted last week on the United Synagogue Friday night, because it's one of my favorite, if you can say this, favorite Divrei Torah, is when the spies come back from the land, and of course their report is a somewhat negative one. Say there are giant people there, the food is huge, the fruit and veg, the animals, we just, we can't overcome this. We can't conquer this land. And they say this crucial line, which has a deep psychological meaning. We appeared to our own eyes like grasshoppers, and so we appeared to the people of the land. It's very deliberate language. We saw ourselves as nothing, as nobodies, as insects to be trodden on and stepped on and trampled underfoot. And that's how we must have appeared to them. If you see yourself as a nobody, others will see you that way. If you see yourself as a somebody, others will respect you. Self-perception, self-image is very important. Self-confidence and pride in who you are. If you don't project that onto yourself, then others certainly won't see it. But if you do project it, then others will see it and respect it. Some of you will know that we were on TV this week. It's quite an experience, and it's quite daunting. But we didn't hide who we are. At the end of the day, part of the purpose of it was to show, Jewish life. But I'd like to think we're very proud of who we are, and we showed who we are with great pride. And people respect that. Even if they don't agree with it, they respect it. Lord Sachs said, people respect Jews who respect themselves. So I think this line in the Torah is telling us very clearly that we should never be ashamed, should never feel that we're nobodies. If you feel that way, others will feel that way about you. If you have confidence in yourself, then that rubs off on others. It's as simple as that. And people respect those who respect themselves. And we may sometimes think we're doing ourselves a favor by being a bit coy, maybe hiding our identity a bit, being a bit apologetic, but actually it doesn't garner any respect from anyone at all. People respect you when you stand by your principles, even if they may not personally agree, but they respect you for being a person of principle. It's a very important idea that is very applicable in the world we live in today, where there's very good reasons why we might sometimes feel apologetic for who we are or for what we represent, for our faith, for Israel. There's no reason to do that at all. Should never feel apologetic. We should stand up and be counted in a respectful way, of course, in a way that doesn't cause strife, but at the same time, not to hide who we are or feel apologetic. Such an important message from this week's Sedra. When we do that, others will respect us. It brings a Kiddush Hashem, a sanctifying and increase in holiness in the world. And it brings glory to God's name and to the Jewish people. So we should never apologize or be ashamed of who we are. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We should hold our heads high with great pride in our wonderful achievements, both individually in our families and as a community and our contributions to society. Take care and Shabbat Shalom.